I thought it was a very exciting project in terms of the approach. And I think the fact that the original idea comes from somebody who's not originally from the automotive sector has generated originality with a vision coming from both a scientific education background, but also very much a customer-oriented vision. And with something that will also place value on the traditional Italian automotive engineering and design. I actually came in contact with this project before I joined the company. Even by looking at a car, I can sort of understand what could be the possibilities underneath the skin. I was more used to starting when there was no skin and generating a flexible systems platform that could be used to generate very different vehicles. So I'm trying to bring that kind of approach, and also the contacts with some of the top suppliers in understanding how their processes could be leveraged to support this kind of vehicle within their comfortable industrial infrastructure. It's like doing any other vehicle where you're trying to push the envelope. So no different from what I was doing in previous decades. Efficiency is where, at this point, performance is already going over the top. It's increasing with performance is just generating oversizing that's not usable. So I think the engineering competence can now be redirected to energy efficiency and sustainability. A simplified definition of the approach I try to have when generating the concept for a systems platform, and the fact of designing a small foot that will fit both in a small shoe and a big shoe. And when designing instead on a large shoe, I've never seen an automotive company with where people, if space is available, they will not use it. And I prefer to make space available for the customers and have engineers struggle to do efficient design, because that allows to do single core developments where different vehicles become applications of those same core developments. And the production infrastructure and the quality system can remain the same. I had known the people from before. I had met them at trade shows, and I was interested in their technology because I was seeing opportunities in terms of doing bespoke battery architectures while leveraging what they have in terms of a flexible production process for cell assembly, so assembling to different battery housing geometries. A very stable and again flexible process to make the electrical connections, and a very interesting approach to cooling the battery, which will be one of the crucial topics in this development. Sustainability is, first of all, avoiding to duplicate things. There are so many components in the automotive industry that from one car maker to the other basically perform the same function and are redeveloped almost from scratch for just a few millimeter differences. There are also things in terms of intellectual property and that, but that can be discussed and agreements can be generated, and usually those are win-win situations, because if volumes can be increased because the number of applications can be increased, that usually becomes an advantage for everyone, because who's producing those can generate higher revenue with possibly somewhat lower prices. Another thing is how materials are used. So the new composite technology that on one side allows to scale up volumes, and that's necessary for this type of vehicle, And composites also allow weight reduction. But also, this type of approach is now also preparing to recycle materials. So separating matrix from filaments and reusing filaments after, for example, imagine a car is crashed. Instead of discarding everything and throwing it burning it in a waste collection factory, reusing these precious materials to remanufacture parts of that technology.